little bunch of chickatitos. How are we doing? Are we feeling brave today? Huh? Are we finally gonna make progress? No more excuses. Let's get the job done. Hold on. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Da 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 da. Drum roll. Drum roll, if you please. Hold on. This one's no problem. This one's easy. Right. Yeah. That's a bit of Reggie measuring. Yeah. It just fits. Right. Here we go. Oh, that's lifted up easily. It hasn't changed colour yet. Hasn't changed colour yet. That didn't make a difference. It's gone from a sponge cake to a, what would you call it? A fruit cake. About a breeze now. Yeah, definitely. It is hardening. Are we gonna disturb it too much, do you think? Hold on. Give that oh yeah. It still pushes in, look. Where should we go? What's that? You watching? Oh yeah. It's still making a dent. Ooh, I thought this would go change colour and go rock hard, but it hasn't, does it? Just shows you cold weather and not the best of cement. But it will. What we're going to do, I don't think banging and drilling and moving. No, we're going to carry on. Yeah, we've waited long enough. Yeah, we're going to carry on. So we've got sanding belts, sanding discs, those sort of sanding that goes on the oscillating sander, you know, the round thing sander. We've got ourselves a little sandpaper corner here that we call it. We've got some wet and dry paper. We've got some wood sanding paper, glass paper, more sandpaper, a couple of sheets of sort of sanding paper. So this is like my sandpaper corner, as you might say. So at least I know where I can find them. Got a bit of wire wool. Anyway, we're going to give these a try. I haven't had them before. They were pads. They were only a tenner. I've sort of had a mixture of sizes on them. They seem to tell you the number on them. There's a varied pack. I only give 10 quid. Only 10 quid for 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 of them, a little pack. I'm going to, and the various sizes. These sanding sponge things. So we're going to give them a little bash. I see quite a few people using them. I've never used them before. Very fine sanding. So we'll put them in with on the sanding corner, and I'll tell you how we get on with them. So, if I'm just going to show you, in Reggie's world, this is my garage, it's my world, it's my way or no effing way. So it's the same, it's your garage, you can do it however the hell you want to do it. And if you are any sort of skilled or craftsman or somebody that does a half decent job, then look away now, because you're only going to get offended. You're only going to get upset, and you're going to throw your shoe at, if you're watching me on a big television, you're only going to throw the shoe at your television, and you're going to break your own television here. And I'm still going to do what I do. Anyway, just, if you haven't made shelves before, and you maybe would like to think about making shelves, and you're not really into measuring and marking, so I'll let you into the only measurement I've done is this measurement across here. I've made everything else fit. Now, do you see these now? You know, a proper tradesman would have marked this, and he would have slotted that into there, and he would have screwed the end into there, and he would have made a proper joint, wouldn't he? But if you're anything like me, I would have forgotten. I would have made 2 or 3 marks and then forgotten how far I've got to go. Simple as. I'm not that patient. I can't be doing that, cutting it and cut it too deep and make it whatever, you know, and the gap would be too big and it would be wobbly. So let's forget all about that. Because basically that's what they do. They'd cut halfway into here, wouldn't they? And they would slot that in. So we've cheated and we've come up. Now what we've been using, as long as 2 sides are equal and the size fits your purpose, whatever shelf you're doing, well, you've got a big long plank of wood. That's your height. So I chose 2 pieces of wood that fitted either side, stuck that in. That is the same as cutting a groove in. Well, in my world it is. It's just the same as cutting a groove in. Except, you know, this would be then fastened to this. This would be part of that, would be chunked in. No problem, we can get around that. As you know, I am a nuts and bolts fanatic. I do like nuts and bolts. I'm not mad keen on nails, and we're going to test that. We're going to torture test a nail. If you're into a bit of torturing, a bit of machism, what's it called? Anyway, we'll torture a nail for your entertainment, and we'll even torture a screw for your entertainment. You just can't beat a nut and a bolt, and especially if you've got a nut and a bolt and a penny washer. We'll do that. We'll try and get the same thicknesses, but this nut and a bolt, I haven't put penny washers. I'm not going to put penny washers on this one. But in our test piece, you just can't beat a nut and a bolt, especially if you get an eye lock. An eye lock, nut and a bolt, and a penny washer either end. They're indestructible. Nothing's going to come apart, you know. The ground moves, the wood moves, you know, it swells, it gets wet, gets cold, and it wears, it gets old, doesn't it? You know, and then it begins to move, and once you've got a nail, well, we'll go through that in a minute, but anyway, it's a simple thing. The ups are controlled by the thickness of the plank of wood that you've chosen, you know, and that suits your purpose. So we just cut them into little, and up we go. And then we got the next shelf. The only thing I measured here was, I decided where it was going to go. I measured the length and cut it. It's the only thing I did. And each plank only wanted 1 cut because I was already at the end of one, wasn't I? So yeah, it's not complicated. It's not hard at all, just doing it. So for now, we're just going to put a bolt in here and a bolt in there, and then we'll do a bit of torture testing. So we've done the bottom one. That's got 1 in it. We're only going to put 1 here. It happens to be this cupboard is here, so we're using it, but you didn't need that cupboard here. This on its own would have just done the trick just the same. So we've just got to sort of think about where things are going to land. You know, we know this one. Sometimes you put 2 in because there's maybe a defect or a bend in the wood and you break it. This one's a good straight bit of wood in it. So I reckon this one, we're just going to put 1 straight through the middle, and that'll hold that there. And nothing's going to disturb it. So we've drilled a hole through. Easy peasy. We've stuffed that bolt through. Yeah, so it's going to come out this end now, isn't it? Yeah, just going to come out this end. So this one, we know this is going to take a bit more weight. I don't really want to waste 4 bolts on it. All I'm going to do is going to put 1 in here, down the bottom here, and 1 up the top there, and that'll do just fine. And it will take in this cupboard. It'll take in the bottom, which is the top of this cupboard, and it'll take in the middle of that, which is that cupboard. that'll be plenty fine and strong. So let's do a bit of torturing. So we're going to do a bit of torture testing. Here's the nut and bolt with the penny washer. It's vintage thread, that. It's an old one. Should have used a modern one. Anyway, to try and make it fair, sort of, here's a sort of similar thickness nail. Sort of. Here's another nail. We might bend the end of that over, see how we get on. And just a screw, just to, you know, just to show you the point. Here's a screw. And here's a slightly, no, this is the one we're going to bend over, isn't it? Yeah. Here's another nail. Yeah. So, let the torture begin. And for the purposes of testing, this is a nail bar, but this is uneven pressure on your shelves. This is wood moving, dying of old age. This is time. This is accelerating. This is accelerating, you know, because wood moves. And uneven ground, the too much weight on one side of a shelf next to another shelf. This is your enemy. Yeah, this is what we're going to fight today. This is what we're going to fight with today. This is the wood we're going to use. I found a bit of scrap of wood. Can you see? What can you see? I can't see what you can see. Hold on. This is the, yeah, this is the, where the hell are you? Hold on a minute. That's not going to work. Hold on. Try that. Yeah, you can see now, can't you? So this is the scrap of wood we're going to use, only because it's scrap. So let's put the nail in. Don't get me wrong, nails are okay in their right place. Nail's gone through, look. The nail is through. So here comes time. This comes, the wood is getting old. The wood is moving. You know, the weight in the shells are uneven. The joints that I make are uneven. So it's going to move around. So here we are. Goodbye nail. Bye bye nail. It's going to move around. The shells are going to move. The nails, I don't like them. Okay, you put them in deeper. I think they're all right for shearing, but for nailing things together, it's gone through. No good. Goodbye nail. Right. So what are you going to put in next? Right. Let me get a screw. Hold on. Wait there a minute. So we're back. Oh, we're back. Another nail. Let's tap the nail in. Let's, has it come through yet? No. Let's tap the nail in. And let's even bend the end over. We've bent over the end of the nail. Can you see? Yeah. So that's going to make it a bit tougher, isn't it? Is it? I don't think so. Bye-bye nail. Yeah, bye-bye nail. Ooh, nearly knocked you over. So let's try Mr. Screw. Can you see the end of there? Yeah. Just, can't you? Yeah. Right, let's try Mr. Screw. Let's screw in. Let's drive it through as well. Through the other end. And here comes. Okay, it's a bit tougher. A screw's a bit tougher, and but this is time. This is wood moving. This is wood getting old. This is uneven weight on the shelves, whatever you're making. Things moving around, weight on and weight off, weight on and weight off. This is the wood getting older and perishing. Brought forward. Let's see if we can. Let's see. That's going to be difficult. See if we can. Well, I thought it was going to be more difficult than that. But anyway, there's the screw. Bye bye. A bit better, a bit tougher, but it still came out, didn't it? Now I know what we're going to use is almost a cheat because you can't compare, but this is why I like a little nut and a little bolt. So let's drill an hole. And in that hole we're going to put a little nut and a little bolt with a penny washer either side. So on the other side of that little wood is we're going to put a penny washer and a nut. Now, yeah, I know it's completely unfair, but it's just showing you, I'm just explaining to you how tough it's a little. Well, what's making the difference is the penny washer, because it's spreading the weight. So let's try and get this penny washer out. There we are. Did I do that right? Yeah. So we've got a grip now. There's no way is that going to come out in any way, shape or form. Let's... Oh, that ain't coming out because it's got this huge massive grip and the weight is spread about, and you can see, hold on, let's give that a bit more abuse and you'll see how much pressure it's actually squeezing in the wood. It should dent that other side, shouldn't it? Come on, let's I've still got the stubbles. Let's have a closer look at the pressure that's putting on that wood. Look, it's trying to come through. It's made a little dent in the wood. Hold on. It's made a... Tap that off. Right, tap that off. You can see how much pressure we've been putting on it. Try to pull itself through slightly. And I know a head-to-head size doesn't matter, but what I'm trying to impress on you is I don't like wood nails, I don't like screws. If I can, always nut and bolt the thing, and even better if you use a penny washer, which are these washers that are way bigger than the head. They are going to last forever. Your shelves are never going to come apart if they're held together with little nuts and bolts and little penny washers. So all you professionals can look back now. All you joiners, all you jointers, and yeah, they're going to glue it, but gluing is only gluing that surface to this surface and it can break apart. You can't beat a little nut and a bolt with a penny washer on it. They're invincible almost, compared to much anything else, do you know. And if you want to really go OTT and you want to go belt and braces, then you can't go far wrong from these coach bolts. You can put a coach bolt in there, tighten it up. There's no way these shelves are ever gonna pull themselves apart or dismantle themselves on nothing. We'll get a cutter later, we'll get a cutting blade, we'll cut these off, or we might even keep them there, use them for something else. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, a coach bolt with the washer on the end of it, tighten it up. Indestructible shelves. So because the planks are getting fewer and further between, I wonder what do you think of the idea of a half a shelf there, that there maybe, because we're going to run these on top, aren't we? We're going to run this on top of there. Hold on. Ooh. Hold on, wait there. We're going to run that on there, aren't we? We're going to run this across there. And we're going to go up a shelf. Because remember, that piece of wood only just fits. So we've got our top shelf there. Here, I don't want to run, or I don't want to cut another piece up to run across there, because I haven't got a piece long enough. So I could trap this in there, couldn't I? And I could put half a shelf sticking out there. Is that a good idea or is that a dumb idea? I think we'll try that, you know. We'll try that. So there'll almost be a shelf on the side. Yeah, we'll try that. Because we'll still have the back row to put stuff on, won't we? And we'll have a row up there. Yeah, I'm going to try and trap that in between the two wood there. And at the worst, we have to brace it. If we don't like it, we can take it off. And if we want to put a shelf on top in a smaller bit, we can, can't we? I'm not sure if this is going to be a good idea. I'm just using the wood I've got without cutting up another big length. Okay, it's a little bit OTT. It's a little bit OTT with coach bolts through the side here. But and this is an optional extra, we're calling it. We can slide that in there, can't we, if we want to? We might we'll put a little bracket underneath here, so it'll just sit on a little lip. We'll bring a little bracket out here, a little flat piece, screw it up into there. So we can do that, can't we? And we've made full use. Do you remember this was a little short? But now we've used these bigger pieces on top. It doesn't fit there because that's all that was left. So I had to leave them a little short. And that's fine. So we'll put another one of these there, sort of thing. Cut one to size, put another one there. If we choose to have a shelf, we can put a shelf across here. If we choose just to have them, we can have just them, can't we? A little bit. We're sort of there now, aren't we? We've gained that other shelf. We've got a full bite here and a full bite there. So we've made use of that wood on this job. We've created some, what should we call them? Reggie special shelves. Yeah. We've created ourselves some Reggie special shelves. All we've got to do is now is move all this lot out of the way and finish this corner off now. And then we're done. And then we're done. Oh, and of course, move stuff around. But that's the building phase. Now, I know you've noticed that there's nothing actually holding this on. In effect, this could fall off. So we're going to have to fix that, aren't we? Fix it to the wall. Make this close in. Yeah. I wonder, we could run underneath. We could, if we've got all thread, it would be nice to run a piece of all thread all the way along there, wouldn't it? And a nut and bolt there, nut and bolt there. Say, one in the middle, one here, and maybe one in the back. Just run it underneath, you know. Just run it underneath here. And just put a piece of all thread, holding it together. Because I don't really like screwing into this. It's not really good and strong enough, and it splits it, and I'm not a nail or a screw person, am I? The only other way around it is by putting some of, where is it? Yeah, we could use this, couldn't we? We could use this, bolt it downwards and sideways whilst we're making a fixing, and then that will keep that in then, won't it? As well as the wall. Because, until you start moving them around, you don't realise how much weight is in just one jar of them. And there's lots of jars of them, isn't there? Yeah. So you've really, on this particular case, for me nuts and bolts, it's got to be really robust. Yeah. Now we've put the middles in. Again, we haven't really had to measure them. because they were the cut-offs of these, wasn't it? We were getting 3 out of every plank. So now the middles are in, we can begin to put weights. This one, there's the ground. We know the ground is concrete. This will press on that one will press on this one will press on that one. And now they're going to begin to take the weight now, aren't they? Yeah, can take the weight to them now.